It started with a simple offer. Someone would pay to decide small things in my routine, nothing major. What clothes to wear, what coffee to order, things I didn't even care about. It seemed harmless. It was easy money. I accepted without thinking much. In the beginning, it was just that, small decisions, things that didn't matter. I was still in control. At least that's what I told myself. The first week was calm. I'd get a message in the morning, open it, read the decision, follow it, get paid. Simple as that. It didn't change anything in my life. I was still me, just with someone choosing details. Nothing that made a real difference. I repeated that every time I thought about the deal. Nothing that made a difference. But the phone vibrations started appearing at different times. It wasn't just mornings anymore. It was during work, at the gym, before bed. I'd look, always looked. Even when I said I wouldn't look, even when I tried to wait, the screen would light up and I was already opening it. I don't know when that became automatic. I just know it did. If any part of this feels familiar, maybe this channel is for you. The decisions started to change. They weren't just clothes or coffee anymore. They were schedules, who I could go out with, when I could reply to messages. I hesitated. For the first time, I hesitated, but the amount had increased, and I had bills, had plans, had things I needed to pay for, so I accepted. I told myself I still had control, that I could stop whenever I wanted. I repeated that every night before bed. I can stop whenever I want. But I didn't stop. The vibration would arrive and I'd obey, without questioning much, without thinking much, just doing. It was easier that way, easier than explaining to myself why I kept going. At that point, I still didn't understand what had changed. My friends started to notice. They'd ask why I canceled plans last minute, why I left in the middle of conversations, why I looked at my phone with that expression. I lied, said it was work, said it was family, said anything that made sense except the truth, because the truth didn't make sense, not even to me. I was getting paid to let someone control parts of my life, and I kept accepting, kept obeying. The lit screen became the only thing that mattered. I'd wake up and check, before anything else, before coffee, before shower. I needed to know what to do. It wasn't about choosing anymore. It was about knowing, about not being lost. Because when I tried to decide alone, something felt wrong, incomplete, like I'd forgotten a step. That's when I understood it wasn't a game. The messages started including things no one knew, details of my routine I'd never shared, places I went, people I met. I should have stopped there. Any normal person would have stopped there. But I didn't stop. I just stayed quiet, accepted, continued, because it was too late to ask how, too late to understand what I'd given access to. I just kept receiving, kept obeying. The lit screen became the only thing that mattered. I'd wake up and check, before anything else, before coffee, before shower. I needed to know what to do. It wasn't about choosing anymore. It was about knowing, about not being lost. Because when I tried to decide alone, something felt wrong, incomplete, like I'd forgotten a step. That's when I understood it wasn't a game. To not miss any instruction. It wasn't about the money anymore. I didn't even look at how much came in. I just needed to know what to do, what was expected of me. My sister confronted me, said I seemed absent, that I wasn't present anymore, that something had changed. I denied it, said everything was fine, that it was just a phase, but she was right. I wasn't present anymore. I was always waiting, always on standby. The lit screen was my only certainty. The rest was just intervals, time between one instruction and another. I stopped making plans alone, stopped deciding what to eat, where to go, who to talk to. I'd wait, open the message, do it. It was simple. It was safe. No mistakes, no doubts, just obedience. I'd only realize this later. One day, the message told me to refuse a job, an important job, something I'd waited months for. I looked at the screen, read it again. It didn't make sense, but I didn't question anymore. I just obeyed, refused the job, made up an excuse. My boss was confused, so was I, but I'd followed the instruction. That's what mattered. That night, I tried not to look at my phone, tried to sleep without checking, but I couldn't. The anxiety was physical. My body waited for the vibration, for the lit screen, for the next order. I gave in, opened it. The message said, "You're learning." Just that, nothing more. I locked my phone, stared at the ceiling, tried to understand when I'd lost, when choice had become obedience, when control had stopped being mine. But I couldn't remember. There was no exact moment. It had been gradual, invisible. I'd given it away without noticing. My days became loops. Wake up, check, obey, work, check, obey, sleep, check, obey. The vibration was the rhythm. The lit screen was the beat. I was just execution. There are things I still avoid thinking about. Things I did because I received instruction. Nothing illegal, nothing absurd, but things I'd never have done alone. Things that changed how some people see me, how I see myself. I try not to think about it. It's easier that way. Easier than admitting I chose this, that I continued when I could have stopped, that I traded autonomy for certainty, for safety, for not having to decide. People ask me if I still do this, if I still get messages. I say no, that I stopped a long time ago, that I got my control back. But the truth is more complicated. The truth is, I still look at my phone waiting for the vibration, still miss the lit screen, still hesitate before deciding anything alone, like I'm waiting for permission, like my choice isn't enough. Some choices don't come back. Some changes are permanent. You can stop obeying, but you don't forget what it was like. Don't forget the ease, the absence of doubt, the safety of not being responsible. I try to decide alone. I try not to check. But there are days I still wait, still look, still feel like something's missing. And I don't know if this passes, don't know if I go back to who I was before, or if that version of me doesn't exist anymore, if it was replaced by someone who learned to wait, someone who needs the vibration, the lit screen, the next instruction. I continue, pretend normalcy, pretend choice, but inside I'm still waiting, always waiting.